morning, everybody. This is Mike Lung over at Allendale's Trading Floor. It is Tuesday, November 17th. Working with some green on the corn and bean markets here. Both corn and beans gapped higher on the overnight session and continue to hold those gaps here so far this morning. We're looking at some of the other markets taking a bit of a setback here, a little bit of a rest after some impressive gains yesterday on news of a second vaccine potentially coming to light. So we'll see how these keep progressing and if they progress quick enough to avoid a national lockdown. But we are watching very closely lockdowns, vaccine hopes, a weaker dollar overnight, as well as the China corn, Dalian corn, pushing to new highs once again. It's just on an absolute tear, moving above that $10 mark if you're converting it to U.S. corn. U.S. prices, sorry. And you also have China that is recognizing Joe Biden as our president-elect at this point. So we will watch to see if there is any kind of last-minute move, since Trump will be still president here for a couple months, and what he has to say in regards to China. He's been firing off a storm of tweets, and we'll see if there's something that comes out of there that has some substance in regards to China going forward. On the corn futures here on the U.S. side of things, still in a clear uptrend, but moving sideways after that outside week lower. You did get a spike high last week and working your way towards those highs here today after that gap higher on the overnight session. So definitely something we'll be monitoring, watching this sideways and watching this uptrend to potentially be holding us to the top side, or to the bottom side as support, and last week's highs as our top side resistance at this point. On the bean side of things, clear uptrend in place. The interesting thing, the commitment to trades report yesterday, though, is funds are back at a 99% bullish sentiment. What that means is the long side of the fund equation is holding their long positions, while the short side is dialing back what they have here, potentially just looking for this thing to continue moving higher at this point, with a very sharp and very clear uptrend in place from a demand pull that is still readily in place until we start to see any kind of news to say otherwise, whether it be cancellations or what may be it. On the wheat side of things, still moving a bit sideways. Could make a case for a potential bear pennant forming here, which would take you to about the support levels down here. So something to watch, but as of right now, with corn and beans both moving higher, we are watching wheat take a bit of a back seat and just moving a bit sideways at this point around that $6 mark. For the livestock side of things, we got cattle on feed report Friday at 2 p.m. Show list this week down 15,300, with average cash trade last week up to 109.62. Box beef continues to move higher, as well as hog carcass. So definitely some positive news on the cattle side of things. But with the overlooming issue of a potential lockdown, is it going to be too much for trade to be looking at any kind of bullish news at this point, looking at potentially the coronavirus concern that we saw earlier this year? So on the cattle side of things, we're still in this megaphone type pattern, hit the bottom side and came very close back to the top side of this, so far rejecting. We still have a gap down below us on this December chart, so definitely something to be eyeballing. But as of right now, it looks like we found a little support around this 100-day moving average. On the hog side of things, on the February contract, starting to see this downtrend really take effect. We're going to be looking at this 200-day as well as these old highs to hold as some good downside support should we see it move down from here. You are seeing a little bit of an uptick in open interest after a very big flush out from about this high area. So could be looking at these longs continue to flush their way out and maybe adding some shorts now at this time. So definitely something to be paying attention to. RSI is pointing down with the downtrend in play. Look for support at this 200-day and look for resistance up here near these bunching of moving averages. Any questions you guys may have on any of this, please give me a call, 815-578-6177. Today for Allendale, this is Mike Lung. You guys have a great one out there.